What's going on, Wolf Squad fam? Now, in my previous video, you guys saw that I plan on coming back to making Clash content more often. I did mention that in my previous video. Not only then, but also I did another more of a Clash dedicated stream over on Twitch. The VOD should still be up by the time you guys are watching this video, so if you guys want to go watch it, I'll leave the link to my Twitch channel in the description. But we are on my Town Hall 13, my Demarfan account, which is the more of the unrushed Town Hall 13 that I have. I have 3 13s, by the way. I have my Demarfan account, my Forge account, and my and my Vortis account. So those are the 3 13s. This is the more max Town Hall 13, if that makes any sense. Anyway, my allergies are acting up, so I won't be able to talk for too long tonight, guys, because if you guys know me well enough, you guys will know I have seasonal allergies, and you guys know how my seasonal allergies can affect, the way that I talk to you guys. So I won't be able to be on for too long tonight because of that, and not only that, because it's like 3 in the morning. You guys can't really see the clock from here, but it's like 3 in the morning when I'm recording this. So we have a lot of stuff to talk about. First off, I've been experimenting with different armies other than what I'm using here on my Demarfan account. I think it's over on either my Forge account or my Vortis account that I'm doing this, but I've recently been getting into using Super Yetis. Are my Yetis even... Yeah, they're good. They are high enough in level that I can use the Super Yetis. Do I have any Super Potions? I do. How many of them do I got here? Oh yeah. We're loaded. We are loaded with Super Potions. I'm going to go ahead and use a Resource Potion because that'll help my mines and collectors and drills get loot while I'm not raiding or anything. So, in the meantime, like I said, I'll be going with... I found this Super Yeti strategy... I mean, all I do really is throw in a bunch of Super Yeti, just spam style. And it seems to be working out a little bit better than my Dragons and Dragon Rider strategy. So, I think that's what we're going to do. So, I'm going to take a look here what army I can replace this with. Probably the Sneaky Goblins, honestly. I don't ever use Sneaky Goblins, even though I probably should. So, the Super Yeti strategy seems to be more effective than the Super Goblins, honestly. Super Goblins can tend to fail me every once in a while, if that makes any sense. But Super Yetis, since they're stronger than Super Goblins, it's a more effective way. See what I mean? How my allergies can affect how I talk to you guys. Case in point. I found the Super Yeti strategy to be more effective at farming than the Super Goblins. The Sneaky Goblins. Super Goblins, what am I talking about? I found the Super Yeti to be more effective than the Sneaky Goblins at farming, so that's what we are going to do. Remove that, and then we're going to have to activate the... Okay, never mind. No, we're not. 8 of those. 2 rage spells, and then I believe it was a freeze and 2 clones. The clones are for the Yeti Might. And then also what I like to do is throw in a Siege Barracks. And then for the CC, we just throw in even more Super Yeti. At this point, we're going to be only use 1. And then we're going to add a... What's this spell called again? We're going to add a freaking totem spell. Actually, do we have enough for 2 of them? Yes, we do. We certainly do. We're going to throw in 2 totem spells, actually, and see how far along that gets us with each raid. Throw down this super potion. Bada bing, bada boom. We're going to go ahead and use that. Grab ourselves some CC. And I will see you guys in the first raid of the video. Of course, there's going to be a little bit of a delay. When is there not? Just when I thought I had all this figured out in the previous video, it just comes right back. What do I gotta do to freaking fix this, man? I'll see you guys in the first raid. Alright guys, so look at what we have here. A Town Hall 13. It's a little bit rushed, but it's not really too bad. But this base has 1.4 million elixir. 674,000 gold, which isn't too bad, but it's not too great either. The dark elixir is amazing. We definitely do need some dark elixir for the heroes and for some lab upgrades. So here's how I normally do this strategy. I'll pretty much start it out the same way I always have been, funneling the outsides with the heroes, king and queen. So once the buildings on the outside have been funneled, I'll throw the siege barracks down at the whichever direction I'm attacking this base from, which for this base would happen to be the top corner. I'm going to let the siege barracks do the majority of the work here. There we go. But we also want to be very careful of the time. And also, we don't want to over funnel this base. We're going to throw down our rage spells. The Yeti are going to break in. We're going to throw down the totem spell there. Freeze the Giga Inferno. Clone the Yeti Might, if we can, if there are any in the area. There we go. That's what we needed. Another totem spell right there. That'll push the rest of the Yeti through the core of the base. Eagle Artillery is about to go down. Now see, here's the difference between level 3 Super Yeti and level 4 Super Yeti. Now, yes, I did pretty much completely annihilate this base, but it's going to come down to time. And I only have what looks to be like maybe 1 or 2 Super Yeti left. Had I think my army camps aren't really maxed out all the way just yet. I'll have to take a look at that just to make sure. But level 4 Super Yeti, which requires Town Hall 14 to be able to get them, level 4 Super Yeti would have gotten the job done easily. So, unfortunately, because the Super Yeti are really slow, we didn't get all the loot that this base had. But we pretty much got we got more out of the Super Yeti than what we would have with Super Goblins. Why do I keep calling them Super Goblins? The Super Yeti strat is just... I'm stuck on that. I got more out of the Super Yeti than I would have with the Sneaky Goblins. You guys can probably tell it's been a hot second since I've used the Sneaky Goblins. We're going to go ahead and collect the ore from the event pass there. And then we're going to go ahead and collect some loot from the season pass. Do we have the Rage Vial? Yes, we do, because we're going to need it. That is a big part of the strategy. We're going to go ahead and upgrade it. And then I didn't think I had the Earthquake Boots. Because the Earthquake Boots is what pretty much helps my Super Yeti to break into other compartments within the base. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade these bad boys to level 4. We're going to replace the Barbarian Puppet. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. We're going to replace the Barbarian Puppet with the Earthquake Boots. And I think that's pretty much all we're going to do as far as equipment goes. Because we don't have enough ore to really upgrade anything else. So, and then I need to check my army camps. Are they maxed out? That one is. 11, that one is. That one is. This one is not. So, I don't think we have any. That's what I thought. We don't have any. Do we have enough gems for? Yes, we do. We have more than enough gems for a book of building if we want to do that, which I think what we're gonna do. The only time you're gonna see me spend gems in a video, guys. The only time you're gonna really see me spend a lot of gems in one video. I try not to spend a lot of gems because I may need them later in the future. But when I do spend gems, it'll be something like that. It'll be on something like that. I don't really spend gems willy-nilly, just finishing upgrades and whatnot. Not anymore, anyway. So, we're going to go ahead and upgrade this army camp. And then we're going to go ahead and use the Book of Building on it. There we go. And can we maybe get one more Super Yeti in here? No. Okay. Had I known that, I probably wouldn't have used the Book of Building on the army camp. But it is what it is. I will see you guys in the next raid. Did I not press? Okay, that was weird. You guys didn't see it. But my laptop was a little bit late starting the recording after I pressed the key to start the record. See, I have hotkeys set up on my laptop, which I'll explain here in a minute. But let's go ahead and funnel this base out. We're going to attack it from the right corner here. Queen at the bottom. Minion Prince on the bottom. We're going to wait until the heroes have funneled the base out. Use the Minion Prince's ability. Okay, there we go. Now we are going to throw the king down. Because the Earthquake Boots is what's going to help us to break into the base once the king approaches the walls there. There we go. That's what I need him to do. So the base is broken into a little bit. not perfectly, but it'll get the Super Yeti close enough to where the Yeti mites can pretty much reach the Giga Inferno. There we go. I was getting ready to say, and who knows, we might be able to take the Town Hall out if all of the Yeti... Okay, we're going to throw down another totem spell right there. Throw down a clone, just in case if there's any Yeti mites that we can clone. Another one right there. Yeah, nope. It's kind of hard to tell when you have Yeti mites. You got to be quick with that. You got to be quick with the clone spells once the Yeti mites are out roaming around. Because if you don't get the clone spell down on them in time, yeah, stuff like this can happen. Now, there's still a whole lot of Super Yeti alive still. Like at least 2 or 3 or 4. It looks to be 4. So we still got more than enough firepower to really get a high percentage on the base, but that's about it. Which is still more firepower than what we would have had with the sneaky goblins. Is it perfect? No. But the Super Yeti have more potential than the sneaky goblins. Because at level 4, we're going to be wrecking Town Hall 13s left and right. And the Super Yeti strategy is even better at doing that than the dragons and dragon riders that I've been using. Had I hit that base with the dragons and dragon riders, I would not have gotten as much loot out of that base as I would have, or as I did with the Super Yeti. I would not have gotten that much loot with the dragons and dragon riders. So, again, it's not really perfect to sort of say, but if it works, it works. Don't fix what ain't broke. I'll see you guys in the next raid. Okay, guys, so this base isn't too great on loot. The reason I'm hitting this base, because this base, it's a Tunnel 12. It's perfect for a demonstration for what would happen to Town Hall 13s when I have level 4 or even level 5 Super Yeti. So, we're going to do the same song and dance as the previous raid here. We're going to come at it from the top side, the top corner. We're going to throw in our queen on the left side, minion prince on the right, and then we're going to let the troops from the siege barracks funnel out the top corner. And then once the top corner has been all funneled out, we're going to throw down the king. And what he's going to do, and he's going to break into, never mind, freaking rocket balloon and lava hound. You've got to be kidding me. So much for that. And then the king is going to wander off to the right side because the gold mine did not go down. So we're going to break everything in right there, I guess. Warden. Thanks to the rage vial, we'll be able to keep them all raged up. Free spell on the Inferno and Giga Tesla. Rage and rage. We gotta wait till everything approaches the town hall here. There we go. One totem spell there, one over there. Come on, I'm waiting for any. There we go. We got it that time. We got it that time. Now, had my clone spell been a little bit stronger, we would have been able to get a little bit more value out of it with the cloned Yeti Mite. But that wasn't bad. Oh, come on. And a baby. Is that an Inferno Dragon? No, that's a minion. That's a bunch of minions. Okay, note to self. Always check the CC before I go out and start the raid. Because, yeah. Had the CC not been there, I probably would have 3-starred that. Easily. So, we're going to get ourselves a nice star bonus. We're going to go ahead and collect that right away. We have more stuff to collect from the event pass. More ore. Do we have enough to maybe... We have more than enough to upgrade the Earthquake Boots, that's for sure. But what about the Rage Vial? Yes, we do. So, at this point, it would probably... We'd only be able to get one upgrade out of the Rage Vial. We're not going to be... 7 DPS increase. A 1% speed increase. We're probably going to get a better value by upgrading the Earthquake Boots. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade the Earthquake Boots a few levels. So that way we can get a little bit more value out of that. Alrighty. So I'm going to try to at least get close to filling up my gold storage before the end of the video. But at least we got the Dark Elixir storage filled up. There's no way we're going to be getting the Elixir storage filled up completely. But I'm hoping to at least get the gold storage either filled up all the way or somewhat close to filled up. I'll see you guys in the next raid. Voice crack. I'll see you guys in the next raid. Alright guys, so here's a base that's a little bit easier as far as design goes. It's a little bit more open. And I don't necessarily have to try to break in through any walls, maybe except for the town hall compartment. But other than that, the outside compartment is pretty much open. So the only thing we really need to do is funnel with the heroes, and then we can just immediately throw in the siege barracks to help with the funneling on the top corner. And then the king here, it would probably be easier to send him in on the right side here. Now hopefully I need the king to turn around and go after the mortar, because if he can get within range of... There we go. If he can get within range of those walls there, right there. I'll be able to get him in the town hall compartment, break those walls open, and now the Yeti should be able to take care of the town hall when we get close enough to it. Throw down a couple rage spells, totem, freeze. There we go. That's what I was hoping for. Eternal Tome activates automatically. We're going to throw down another totem spell. A clone spell for the Yeti Mite. There we go. Like I said, I just had my clone spell been a little bit stronger, a little bit higher up in level, we probably would have been able to get a little bit more value out of the Yeti Mite than we did there. But the amount of loot that we got, though, not too great on gold, but the amount of elixir, we need more elixir than gold right now. So, honestly, not too bad. This raid wasn't too bad. With the loot, we're not going to get much of a loot bonus, obviously, because we're so far down in the leagues that we're not even getting 100,000 golden elixir. So we won't need to worry about the loot bonus for quite some time. We're going to get ourselves some ore out of the event pass, which we will then use. Which we will then use to upgrade the earthquake boots again, but we'll be sure to get that done when the time comes. We're going to go ahead and clean up the base a little bit. We have all of these meteorites. I'm going to go ahead and clear the base out of the meteorites. We're going to get a bunch of shiny ores from it. Is this a shiny ore? Yeah, it is. And then what we're going to do is when the time comes, we're going to get the scenery once we get up there to be able to get it. We only need, it looks like we only need at least 300 more. 300 more points from the event, and we should be able to get it. We have a bunch of mighty morsels to use as well. So we're going to go ahead and activate one of them. And just like that, I will see you guys in the next raid. Oh my goodness, guys. Bases do not get any easier than this when it comes to Town Hall 13, especially with the way that the league system is ran nowadays. It does not get any easier than this. So, with our boosted heroes, we should be able to get a lot more value out of the abilities and the equipment. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and throw down the queen on the left side, minion prince on the right. And it seems we have a lot of stuff to work with on this top side. So what we're going to do is hopefully we're going to be able to get the king here to take care of all of that on the top corner. We're going to have to use the earthquake boots right off rip. Because if I were to try to freaking funnel out where the gold mine and army camps are at right there on the sides, it would not work out. Trust me. I don't think it would have worked out. So, we're going to go ahead and funnel out the rest of the base with the siege barracks. Hopefully, I was about to say, we can get enough of the top compartment funneled out in time. So that way, we're going to throw down one Super Yeti on that gold mine to keep the rest from going around the outside. Throw down the warden. And then we're just going to let the troops just walk right in here. We're going to hold off on the rage spell for a little bit. There we go. Freeze the town hall. We're not going to use the totem spell yet. Eternal Tome. Now see, here's where most of the damage is most likely gonna be at. So we're gonna use the totem spell for that. Clone any Yeti might that might come out. There we go. Throw down another clone just in case if we get any more. And nope. Okay, we got some. And there you have it. We have more than enough Yeti We have more than enough Super Yeti to 3-star this base. But unfortunately, because the Super Yeti are so slow, we're not going to be able to get the 3-star. We're going to end up time failing. That's the main weakness of Super Yeti, guys. They are so slow. Even if you just threw everything in right off rip as fast as you could, there's still too many buildings left. So you would need... I don't want to replace the totem spells with haste spells, because you kind of need the totem spells in order to keep defenses distracted. That way they're not focus firing onto the Super Yeti. It is what it is, though. With the loot bonus, that's going to put us at over 600,000 gold, 700,000 elixir, and 3,600 dark elixir. Which isn't great, but it's still good enough as a Town Hall 13, if that makes any sense. It's still decent enough for if you're like Town Hall 12 or Town Hall 13. Not too shabby. And we're going to get ourselves another star bonus. So we're going to go ahead and collect that right away. Get another mighty morsel and some more glowy ore. We can't collect anything from the season pass. And unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to fill up the gold storage before the end of the video. Because it is like 3 in the morning. Yeah, 3:40 in the morning. I have my Xbox over here on my other monitor, the main monitor that I play my Xbox games on. It's 3:46 in the morning right now, so I do want to try to keep this video a little bit short so that way I can get a video done, and then probably just I'll end up editing this video later on in the day. But for those of you guys that know me, that have been following me for quite some time, you guys already know. Whenever I'm recording late at night like this, I always like to record the night before and then spend the rest of my time, gaming and whatnot. Whether it's by myself or with any of my friends. And then I'll edit the video either the next day or the day after that. So, I think that's going to be the final raid of the video, guys. Let's see what we can spend our gold on to upgrade. Our Inferno Towers are already maxed out, so we don't need to worry about them. X-Bows, however, they're maxed out at level 8. Do I have any other X-Bows that are level 6? Or is that the only one? That's the only one. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get this X-Bow to level 7. And then I kind of want to save. Part of me wants to save a little bit of my gold, so that way I can fill up the gold storage later on and do like maybe 2 or 3 X-Bows to max later on, something like that. Or maybe I can go on a spending spree and start working on Archer Towers, getting them caught up and maxed out and whatnot. This Town Hall 13 is closer to being maxed out than it is rushed, if that makes any sense. Except maybe for the Wizard Towers. The Wizard Towers will need a couple upgrades before they're even close to maxed out. So I'll figure something out. For now though, I'm gonna keep the rest of the gold that I have. As far as elixir goes though, I might have a lab upgrade that I can do. Oh, wizard. The wizard upgrade would help in the siege barracks. So let's go ahead and spend my elixir on upgrading the wizard. And then we're going to throw down a research potion on it, because that's the only one we have. And then we're going to go ahead and assign the lab assistant to that for when the research potion... Of course, they're going to be working simultaneously. Both the research potion and the lab assistant, they're going to be working at the same time. But the wizard upgrade is going to be a 3-day upgrade. So when the research potion wears off, I'll still have the lab assistant working on it every time it becomes available. So, Super Yetis, for me, seems to be the better farming strategy at Tunnel 13 than using dragons and dragon riders and sneaky goblins. So expect more Super Yeti from this account and my other Tunnel 13s going forward. That is all from me tonight. I almost said Clash. Again, allergies. That is all from me tonight, guys. If you guys like this video, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, and guys, we're back, baby. We're back. More Clash content, more Clash streams. We're back. I will see you guys next time. Stay safe. Stay healthy. I'm so used to the camera. I'm so used to having you guys over here on my left side. And I've done that so many times to where, like, whenever I'm doing my outro, I always, use my left arm to do so. So I'm going to have to start getting used to having my laptop being on my left, you guys on my right. Or in this case, if you guys have seen how my setup looks now, you guys will know. You guys are like right in the middle of both of my monitors, like right dead ass down the middle. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay blessed. I'll see you guys next time. I'm James Tate. We out.